Verkada camera concerns and proposal. Zach showed up to the canceled meeting yesterday, so I told him I'd hear him out, but he'd have to come back and meet with all of us next week sometime if everyone is available before I'd make any decisions. In essence, his concerns and proposal were as follows. Concerns. Time has passed. Cats have moved, and he's afraid that the fiber we laid was not in conduit, but just PVC, which isn't sufficient protection. The fiber was supposed to go 600 feet to a hub, and instead was cut into shorter 300-foot sections, with every cut being a point of failure. The housing boxes were cheap with bad seals and really needed electric fans to protect the temps. There was actual water dripping out of the lines themselves that I saw when they opened up in the boxes. Ubiquity is no longer the best option for sending a signal. Overall concern is that if he tries to work with what we have already done, it will just keep failing because of the things we did to keep costs down. Proposal. He wanted to come in and start at the gift shop with a better wireless device, a Nuba or something like that, then shoot a signal out to the land bridge that could service all of Outback Tiger, Chew or Serval cages, Vacation Rotation, and Jasmine and Kaylee's open air cages. He wants to do that to prove to me that he has a stable option that will work going out toward Manny and everyone in between. I suggested that instead of messing with anything that is currently operational, he come up with a plan for bobcat rehab that demonstrates his ability to install cameras with good angles that stay online. I asked him to draw up 2 for the bobcat rooms, 1 for the bobcat porch, and then 3 per bobcat run for cages 4, 3, 2, and then just 1 more camera in cage 1 to augment the Explore cams. He said he's so confident that he can make this work if we let him do the job from start to finish, that he will offer a year of free tech support on the entire project if we like what he does in bobcat rehab. He claims he can get the entire place onto 1 or just 2 internet bills so that everything back by the back gate is on 1 bill, and thus the same signal and everything in the rest of the sanctuary is on 1 bill signal. That could actually create a Wi-Fi system that we could use for streaming live to Facebook, which is something that hasn't worked from the beginning. I want you guys to see what he suggests next week and see if it is doable for all of us. I just wanted to give you some time to be thinking about what he's proposing and his current concerns with the infrastructure we have laid already. He says he would bypass having anything in staff offices altogether, and I am not sure how, but I went in there looking for a radio for Deb and was pretty terrified at the heat being produced by all of the equipment in the room that powers the cameras. It felt like a fire trap to me. Citrus Park Mall AR Zoo space email to my crew. I met WR, the mall manager, Julia, J. Chapella, visit citruspark.com, copied here, and her assistant, Sarah, and she wants us to bring the TV back with a thumb drive looping some of our best videos. Randall, is that possible without an internet connection? Victor, do you know where the stand is for the TV that is in the tour waiting area or in the gift shop that could go over there? Jamie, I also talked to them about taking over another one of their spaces. They have more than 20 empty stores, and one is across from the carousel. I suggested a native Florida space with 4x8 panels of cougars and bobcats and some infographics about them in the wild, and what Big Cat Rescue is doing with our rehab program to protect them. They may rent that space out occasionally, so just flat walls with big boards we can put up or take down easily would be about all we could do unless they have another good space with less likelihood of being leased out. Gail has been stocking the racks there with our newsletters and brochures, but I think new brochures that highlight our rehab work and separately our sponsorship kits would make these spaces worthwhile for us to maintain if it generates income. I reached out to the augmented reality app creators about why the app isn't in the Apple Store currently. It is still available on Google Play. They offered to sell it to me last year for a ridiculous price, but maybe I can get it cheaper this time around since their business model is obviously not working for them. Hi, I'm Carole Baskin via my artificial intelligence avatar today, and I've been writing my story since I was able to write. But when the media goes to share it, they only choose the parts that fit their idea of what will generate views. These are my views and opinions. If I'm going to share my story, it should be the whole story. The titles are the dates things happened. If you have any interest in who I really am, please start at the beginning of this playlist. I know there will be people who take things out of context and try to use them to validate their own misconception, but you have access to the whole story, real and AI visuals from HeyGen, OpenArt, and other platforms. This video is for entertainment purposes only.